Good day, welcome back to my green. Today is September 17 and we have a few fig variety to be tasted. This one is Bordissot Negra Rimada, Montanha Rimada, Black Sada, unknown variety from my routine carrying experiments, and Montanha Verde. Without any further ado, let's just start with the Montanha Verde. Wow, Montanha Verde this time around really shocked me. When I taste one earlier in the season, it really disappointed me. It's a medium sweetness, but overall it's a very bland, not really that berry flavor. But this time around, it really turned things upside down. It's a moderate sweetness. I cannot put my tone on either sugar or honey sweet, but I really like this sweetness. It's kind of sharp and stuck into the tongues quite for a while. And for berry flavor, it's much better now. It's a lot more berry tones, and it's quite jammy. So it's not syrupy, but it's jammy, like a more thickness. And it color-wise also much better. If it keep doing this, it's also a keeper for me. For this unknown variety, it's quite a good fix. It was very sweet. Quite jammy and juicy, but I cannot put my tone on either sweet honey or sweet sugar, and it definitely not a berry at all. As you can see by the pulp, it's not a berry type, so it's either honey type or sugar type. For my opinion, I think it's a good variety because this is a first season of the tree, and it already produced this quality of fig, so I only expect even better in the following season. On top of it, the mother tree will grow in ground here zone 7B without any winter protection, and it bear ripe fruit every season. And by the way, as far as I remember, I sell a few cutting earlier in the season, but I don't know if the buyer able to ripe their fruit or they have any ripe fruit this season. But for my tree, I can ripe it fruit in the first season. Now move on to the long-awaited Black Sada. For me personally, I really want to take this one out because I own this tree like 2nd years already, and it going through quite a bit. First I got it as a graft tree, but it didn't do that good, so I ungrafted it, and it suffering some transplant shock earlier in the season, only come back now and produce only 3 fruit this second season. And those 3, 2 of them it partially ripe and drop, and only this one seemed to be ripening and okay. But let's see how it would taste. Wow, another shocker. When I bite into it, it just bursts with sweetness, super sweet, very good berry flavor, definitely among the best. And boy oh boy, to be honest, when I was cut open, I thought what a disappointed face. But boy, I'm wrong. When I bite into it, everything turned upside down. It's just so surprised to see, to feel that, to taste this variety that by the look, not really that appetizing, not really that good, right? Look at this, nothing to be exciting about it, not that dark red filled with the pool of syrup, but when I buy it, just super sweet. Definitely one of the sweetest fig I've tried so far. So this one only wait and expect for the next season what it will bring. If it keep producing this kind of fig, definitely another keeper. Alright, now Martinenca Rimada. This is in its second season. At the first season, it produced late and it takes for ages to ripe. So I get 0 to taste. But this season, I do pinching, I do everything. Now it's late in the season already. It only just to start ripening. So this is definitely one of the latest one. But let's see how it tastes. Well, for Montanha Rimada, it's not as good as it looks. So from the inside, it's nice dark red. From the outside, it's purplish and striped, slightly striped, right? And speckled. Very beautiful, very good looking fig. For the flavor, not really that great. It has some sweetness, like a medium sweetness, but more of the bland size. It got some berry flavor, slight jammy, but also slight acidic. Might be spoiled, I'm not sure, but who knows. But overall, it's not really a most exciting variety because it take a very long time to ripe, and I don't know, maybe my tree is overwater, or I just do something wrong with this variety, but I don't really feel that good about this variety. Besides, it one of the most beautiful ones. If my tree keep producing this low quality of fruit, I would not recommend to anyone for this variety. And for my mother tree, if it stay like this, I would call it out too. But that being said, it might be just a bad ripeness, or I just do something not right to my tree, you know, overwater, whatever. Alright, now to the last variety, Bordissot Negra Rimada. This one is one of the latest variety also, but to my surprise, I did not pinch, I did not do anything to this tree, but it produced ripe fruit for me this season. So for Martinenca Rimada, I pinch it early in the season, and it take like a few weeks later to ripe fruit. But for Bordissot Negra Rimada, I doesn't pinch, I just leave it alone, let it grow, and to my surprise, it take a shorter time to ripe its fruit also, probably because it bear less fruit than the Martinenca Rimada, because with this variety, Martinenca Rimada, it load from top to bottom. But this one, I have only 3 left on the tree, because I'm sure the rest of the fruit is not gonna make it on time, so I left only 3. That one that bigger put out earlier in the season, and it does ripe, but unfortunately only one I can taste here, because the other 2, when it start to swell and ripening, damn, it just rain and rain non-stop for like days and days. So it turned out to be, I pick up early and it's not really that good, and you know, water down all of the bad stuff about rain. And this is the one that seemed to be get a bit hang time a bit than the rest. So let's see. The outside is always beautiful fig, but what about the taste? So for this variety, it still hold up with the hype, because it has everything you wish for in a fig, right? Beautiful looking, very intense berry flavor, good sweetness, but maybe slightly late. But for my experience, if it keep producing like this, it's not that late, because it even earlier than Martinenca Rimada, so it's still mid-season to late. So for my personal preference, it's not really that matter. So for this variety, if you can get your hand on it, definitely give it a try. Alright folks, so that was a very good experience, and I hope you like this one, and I see you probably next video, because the season is really winding down. Maybe no any other variety to be testing. Okay, thank you for watching. See you next video. Bye bye.